This is a presentation of Northeast Streaming Sports.
He was a giant, and he was a cowboy. Now these two former rivals have joined forces to bring you the most insightful, perceptive, and controversial sports talk podcast in America. Former Dallas Cowboys defensive end Jim Jeffcoat locks horns with former New York Giants wide receiver Byron Williams. And now, here's Byron Williams and Jim Jeffcoat.
Good evening, Byron. How are you this evening?
Hey, what's going on, Jim?
Not too much. How was your day?
It was good. I'm calling this Black Wednesday, so.
Ooh. You said before the show they fired the offensive coordinator, huh?
Yeah, the Giants did. I think they did. And it's a lot of news on the coaching side of things.
Yeah.
Football.
I know that they got rid of Wink Martindale cussed him out, and then he said he was going to resign, and they didn't give him his $3 million that he had.
Wow. So, yeah.
And I'm talking to my buddies in coaching, and wow, I talked to one, and he was down in Jacksonville, and he basically said, "Hey man, I don't know what's going to happen." He said, "I might be gone tomorrow," and sure enough, he was gone.
Wow. Yeah, man.
And in Chicago, I got friends in Chicago, and they were gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the offensive coordinator in Chicago got fired.
Yeah.
He
did. It's a tough time for families.
Yeah, a guy named Luke Gideus.
Yes.
Yeah, Luke.
Yetsy. But
yes, yeah, that might be who I was thinking about. And
I think that's who you were thinking about.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking about.
Yeah, he got fired. There were a couple more young, and a couple guys got fired from Chicago. The majority of them were offensive guys.
Well, you have to make changes, and it's just like that old saying we always say, you always good as your last play. It's all about, what have you done for me lately? It's all about wins and losses.
And I agree with you 100%, but sometimes, it's difficult for families, your significant other, your kids.
Oh, yeah.
You got to up and leave. Hopefully you get a new job somewhere. And the one thing good about it is that NFL contracts are guaranteed, but if you're on the last year of your contract, then it's done. You're done.
Yeah.
Some of those coaches, and there's some really good coaches out there.
Oh yeah. It's one of those things to where that you got to be ready to move and make those adjustments, and it's hard. Like I said, it's definitely hard on families.
Yeah, especially if you got young kids that are in elementary school or junior high or even high school. They might be in their last year of high school, and that's really difficult because that's a situation. I never tried to have my family. I kept them in Dallas, so they didn't have to move with me until I went to California. Then my youngest, she came with me in Colorado. She graduated, but unfortunately, she didn't have to move that much. So,
yeah, that's really good. Yeah,
but it's hard.
It get hard. I know. My nephew was playing at Texas Tech. He hit the transport portal, and last week he was traveling all the 5 different universities, and he landed at Mississippi State yesterday. And,
congratulations!
And so he's over there with the kid I coach. He got off his Cliff Odom, who was on the show. Well, Cliff's son is coaching over there. He got
he's at Mississippi State now?
Yeah, he went from Michigan.
State?
Yeah, he got hired, and then my nephew went over there too. So it's gonna be good to kind of see Cliff and kind of help my nephew out, the offensive lineman. And So they all there together. So I'm happy about that.
That's good.
So I'm a Bulldog fan.
Now there were some shocking ones in the. We're going to talk about college. We normally don't, but Nick Saban, retiring. I don't think anybody. Now here's my theory on who would replace him. Everybody's talking about this and that. Dabo Swinney, because he's an Alabama guy.
Yeah, I think Dabo done had enough at Clemson, so I think he would probably be the front runner. And they had a list of the buyouts for some of these coaches that might replace him, and I think he was around maybe $5 or $6 million buyout from Clemson.
Oh, he is. How about Deion Sanders?
They didn't have Deion Sanders' name on there, but they had the Oregon coach was like the number one.
He was Georgia. He worked at Georgia, not Alabama, right?
But they got his name as one of the first top priority. But his buyout is $20 million.
Yeah. If they really want you, they can go get it. But you're right; those buyouts or something. Yeah. I'm trying to. Would you think somebody like the one that used to be at Ohio State? What's his name?
Oh, Steve, not Steve, but
no, he went to Jacksonville.
Yeah. That's on the broadcast now. Yeah, he. I don't think he's in high demand like it was before he went. I think up for Ohio State. Do you think? I don't think he's a high demand guy. And
I'm looking it up too while you talking about it.
He I think some of these young coaches, like the coach at Florida, I like him. He's one of the guys.
You mean Florida State?
Yeah. Urban Meyer was the coach.
Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
And it's going to But Saban went there after winning a national championship at LSU.
Yeah. And and he had won 6 while he's there.
Do you think he's one of the greatest college coaches ever?
I think no doubt. I have to give him credit. He done so much. Man, he's 292. He'll have 292 wins, 71 losses, and 1 tie. I mean, 7 championships.
Yeah.
Man, you have to take your hats off to him. You can't, he know how to recruit. And he know how to get the best out of these athletes.
Yeah. I tell you a sneaky one, believe it or not, and you'll probably think I'm crazy, is the guy at Arizona, because what he did at Arizona is pretty impressive.
I think so too. I think he's probably one of the best active coaches right now, and the way he's doing it speak volume. I mean, for what
he's a Belichick guy.
Yeah.
So Belichick and Nick Saban are very close. So it wouldn't shock me if he goes to Alabama.
Yeah.
But that's neither here or there. Let's talk about what we're here to talk about, the NFL and some of the movements there. Yesterday, Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, Mike.
Let go. And was interesting because Rand Carthon said he was one of the most intelligent and knowledgeable about football.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a shock, but it wasn't Carthon's call. It was the
owner.
Yeah, it was the owner.
Yeah, and plus in 2021, he's coach of the year. I mean,
yeah.
Man, come on.
And like you said, it's what have you done for me lately? The last 2 years, he struggled.
Yeah.
But it's kind of unfortunate because he's going to land a job.
Well, when we look at these teams and they win and loss situation, you have to look at the head coaches and the quarterbacks. Those are two main factors.
Yeah.
And just look at their quarterback. Their quarterback hadn't been that stable.
Tannehill. Then they got Will Levis.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you got to put some pieces around them. They don't have any receivers. They have a great running back in obviously Henry, but he's getting up there and he had a great game on
the last game this past weekend. He had a great game this past weekend. And the receiver that they got from Arkansas, he just been hurt.
Yeah.
And he ain't been, he hadn't been playing a lot.
Yeah.
He was first round draft choice last year.
And whoever was making the draft before Rand came, Carthon, they didn't do well because the quarterback they took from Liberty didn't play. They want to get rid of him. So
well, it's just that's the hidden factor. When you go from college, collegiate to the NFL, some people can make that adjustment maybe 1 or 2 years, but the quarterbacks lately ain't been doing that. Ain't been making no impact.
And maybe you agree or disagree. I want to hear your opinion. I think that players that come to the NFL now are great athletes, but they're not great football players. They get away with athleticism as opposed to learning how to play the game. And
I think, too, they don't have quite the experience that they need to get to have on this next level, meaning that the reps, the knowledge, the insights, and the maturity. I think, I think a lot of these guys are coming in here just fly by night, make a player here or there, but, consistency, overall, and for us receiver, I'm talking about know how to run good routes, are always there to block, downfields, being a complete player. You don't want to see it no more. You got guys that come in, you see some of the guys, but
I was going to say some programs like Ohio State, you're seeing a lot of Ohio State players come in and they're ready to play now, and they're good athletes, but they understand the game.
Yeah,
the Stroud, the quarterback, the receiver at Seattle, the receiver at the Jets. I mean,
New Orleans, Olave,
yeah, and they know how to play the game. They got the technique to play the game. So
that's why I think Marvin Harrison Jr. will be gonna be ready. I mean, because he coming from a program that prepares you to be ready to go and on the next level. I think some teams don't quite prepare some of these players.
That's the thing. We see the flash of it, but they don't learn the grunt stuff. They don't know how to beat blocks. And be honest with you, I like Micah Parsons, but I don't like his technique. I mean, his technique is, and he's a great, great athlete. Don't get me wrong. And he's had 3 years over 10 sacks. But everybody was upset that he didn't make the All-Pro team. But he's not going to make it over Max Crosby at the end or Myles Garrett. No,
because the stats, TJ Watts, all those guys, those guys are consistently, doing it, playing hard. I mean, they
and he plays hard.
Yeah, they game changes. But I mean, and I think he's almost there, but not quite on that level with those guys.
Just like that guy that you have back there, his jersey, Lawrence Taylor, was different.
Yeah.
He understood how to play the game.
Yeah.
He was a great athlete, but he knew how to beat people.
Yeah.
And he worked on that. A lot of these guys do it because they're better athletes. Myles Garrett is a tremendous athlete. I know the family in it, but he understands technique. And you mentioned TJ Watts, Max Crosby. These guys use technique when they're rushing quarterbacks. They know how to squeeze pockets. They're not always running inside where the guy can grab you. I'm using my speed to get on the edge.
Yeah, even Hutchinson with Detroit. I mean, he have really played well.
Yeah. And you're exactly right. And Thibodeau understood it a little bit this year.
Thibodeau, he kind of got it. I think he talked to some people, maybe it was Michael Strahan and those guys. Just sitting down there. You have to have some people that's been there and can mentor you and talk to you about the little things. I think the little things is what's, if you see Jim Jeffcoat walking through the locker room and you playing defense end, you put him to the side and get the conversation
That's
with
it, because you got to understand that we did this and we didn't do it. We understood leverage, because a lot of times it's just like with wide receivers. Certain things that'll help you.
Man, I got a coach call me yesterday. Tomorrow night, he want me to coach his high school son. He got a scholarship somewhere in school, and tomorrow he wanted me to teach him some stuff. And what you do, you put them to the side, you teach them stuff that they don't know, and you teach them how to become professional, how to stay focused on what these drills are all about. the line of scrimmage, getting off the line of scrimmage. How do you release? And the number one thing for young players is focusing, concentration, and getting off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, don't hear the noise.
Yeah.
I mean, if a coach is correcting you, find out what he's correcting you. Hear it.
Yeah.
Don't say, "Oh, the coach don't like me." Because I'm doing like you. I'm doing a speech at the end of January to kids. I'm gonna say, "Hey, the coach likes you because he's trying to help you get better. Don't use it as a negative. Find the positive in it."
Absolutely.
A lot of young athletes don't do, and they go home and say, "Well, the coach don't like me. He told me I'm not very good at this." And he's trying to help you. And you got to understand that you can't take it personal. I mean, that's the thing. The good players take it and use it as constructive criticism.
Yeah, the golden rule, if the coach is talking to you, that means he want to help you. He helping you. If he's not saying nothing to you, then you better go look at that transport portal.
Exactly.
And you might need to go somewhere else.
I used to tell my son, and he would get mad at me. And I said, "I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear."
Yeah.
Everybody else is going to tell you what you want, how great you are. I'm going to tell you basically what you need to improve on to be a very good player.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And I know you do it with your grandsons because they
we gonna start educating them on what the approach of the game. Not, you want to know. And they were so excited because they Michigan fans. Their grandparents on the other side, they went to Michigan. My football program shut down, so I can't talk football. They all got home about Michigan. They go blue. Blue all week. They call me Pawpaw, go blue. I said, yeah. Man.
Yeah, how about them Cowboys? We're gonna get to the Cowboys. They did it. Nobody on these shows believed the Cowboys could win. Byron had them last in the division.
Hey, that's my cousin right there. Hey, what's up, cuz?
Hey, Rick, what's up, buddy?
Rick, what's going on, Rick?
But yeah, they had it there. Oh, we got TD. Oh, we got everybody coming today.
TD, what's going on? You're not late.
How are you
what's up, John? John, what's up? Happy New Year to you, John.
Happy New Year's, everybody. But here's the problem, and I know what you're saying, Rick, on that. It was, to me, and I'm sure Byron has an opinion on it, Jameson shouldn't have went over to coach because now the coach has Dennis Allen's lost all his credibility. He told them to do something, and they didn't do it. They said, forget what he said. We're going to do this. And I understand they wanted to get Jameer Williams a touchdown, but that's not really the right situation to do it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I had it done to me. So go ahead, Byron, on that.
Yeah, I think that was bad. I don't like that. I don't like what happened. I think you have to take what the coach wants you to do, and that's your job, to go ahead and follow the orders that the coach give you. I mean, it's not good to do that. So I agree. Yeah,
and Jimmy Johnson would never complain about that because he said, if you don't want them to score, you stop them. But in a situation, they were in a victory formation.
Yeah.
But that's why you're going to play hard.
Yeah.
But
watch out for the play, John. Get off that bandwagon.
Woo, that wagon getting heavy.
Jason.
Oh, well, Jason, they pay us a lot of money to do these shows, so we didn't have a choice. We really felt bad because the Vikings are home. Well, they're not really home. They're somewhere fishing. They're probably in Mexico fishing for marlin, but they're not.
Hey, Jim, you can always look at it. They did make the playoff last year, and the Giants were up there and spanked them at home.
But Jason, they're gonna get Kirk Cousins back. Oh, John said he's gonna hit his wagon to Byron. Hey, so you're gonna hit your wagon? It's in a storage place in New Jersey.
I'm gonna get my pen out and start writing. I'm getting my pen out and start writing.
You better hit your way into them Cowboys.
Well, you know the Cowboys do play good at home, so that's
well, here's the situation.
They won't play the 49ers at home, that's for sure.
That is true. That is true. That is true. They won't play the 49ers at home, but they might not have to play the 49ers.
But we'll see.
Because if the situation is I
got it right here. I got the situation and I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
The situation.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's gonna be real critical the time of day that these teams play each other.
Why you say that?
Critical.
Why?
You got a Monday night game. You got a couple of Saturday games. Sunday game. You got games on Peacock. I mean, it's a different case scenario than ever before.
It is a different scenario.
Cleveland gonna be tough. That's right, John. Cleveland.
Yeah, we're gonna get it in our next half hour. We're gonna talk about the teams, but hey, John, don't rush us, man. Go to that storage unit in New Jersey and look at the Giant players. But
he's a Giant
lover. At one time when I was a kid, I was a Giants fan.
You was a Giant lover.
No, I was a Giants fan.
You was a lover.
Right.
You had all the Giant hats and stuff in your house?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. My teacher husband played for the Giants. That's the only reason.
Okay.
But when I came to my senses and got older, I became a Cowboy fan.
No, that's when you get those concussions and you get the knots on your head.
But no, back to the Giants. That was the best game they played all year. I mean, if you let Saquon Barkley lead the Giants, you must be out of your mind.
Well, let me tell you this. What I tell you last week, whenever the NFC teams play each other, don't look at the schedule. Don't look at the records. Just don't. I told you last week the Giants were going to beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
I sat there and told you.
Yeah.
It's just that you have to have pride when you play each other in this conference because you don't want the Eagles. You know, Eagles went to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
We got to knock them off their horse.
Before we start talking about it, Rick, we're going to get to that because this will be one of the coldest games ever in NFL history. Ooh, I know you didn't say that, Ty. Oh, my goodness. I thought we were friends.
And she's going to be at that Cowboy game, too, this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Don't bump into her over there.
Oh, no, I'm a booer. And she come over smiling, I'm a boo. Hey, I know you still got family in Pasadena. You know my girl, she's from Arcadia, but she works in Pasadena, so slow your roll.
Jim, you know you got people everywhere, so don't hurt nobody.
But back to what we were talking about. I think look, see, back to what we were talking about. I think the Giants are going to be good next year if they keep Saquon.
They got to. That should be a number one priority. And today they did ask Daniel Jones, what if the Giants drafted a quarterback?
They're going to
what he said.
Either a quarterback or a wide receiver.
You know what he said?
What he said?
He said, hey, he not going to back down to nobody. He going to go about his business like he always have. And I think that's a good answer.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what we were talking about. You got to, competition makes you better. Either you fold to it or you're going to get better.
Well, if you're scared of competition, you shouldn't be playing football.
No.
They bring in players every year to take your job.
That's what makes me amazed when I hear these quarterbacks talking about they're not going to help the guy.
Daniel Dimes. Danny Dimes.
Danny Dimes made a lot of money.
Well, you you have a real small window. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What do you say? See the what?
Don't even read it. Don't.
I got some stuff on my walls now. Don't be talking about my walls.
Man, but back to the Giants. I think the Giants, Washington didn't play like an NFC East team. They got a lot of issues, and I don't know. I think they got to get the right guy in there.
The right guy.
But they got a lot of cap space now.
They got a lot of cap space, and you know what? They really got some good players just on their team.
And the running back and tight end, but they can't stay healthy.
They can't stay healthy. They did trade a couple of their defensive linemen through in the year in the middle of the season, but you know they seem like to me they're trying to go after some of the good coaches in the league, some of the good young coaches.
Yeah,
you're gonna be curious. I'm gonna be curious to see how they can find one that they really like.
Yeah, and Sweat led the Washington Commanders in sacks, and he led the Chicago Bears in sacks.
Yeah.
That's the first time it's ever been done in NFL history.
That's a great player there. Yeah, definitely.
And then Chase Young, you didn't hear a lot about Chase Young.
Well, the first couple of weeks when he went over there to 49ers, he played pretty good.
Yeah.
But kind of fell off.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting because they're going to need edge rushers.
Yeah.
And then they also going to need, obviously, other positions to help them. And they got to have the right guy in there. And they didn't really – I thought Bieniemy was doing the right thing with him because it's not a leisure club. You're going to have to work to be good.
What do you think about Bieniemy?
I think he got a chance if he goes to the right. Did you know that, speaking of Bieniemy, did you know that the Kansas City Chiefs tried to get him back and the Washington Commanders denied permission to talk to him? They wanted to get him back.
Oh, okay. Well,
they wanted to get rid of Matt Nagy and have Bieniemy come back. I guess they need that hard guy.
Well, it's always good to be wanted. So that's good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can start. Yeah. The Washington they possibly can draft him. Minnesota might jump up and, not take. They might be throwing a smoke screen and try to get up there and get one of those.
That would be a good quarterback for Washington for sure.
Yeah, I think it will. But remember, May is from the same college as Sam Howell.
Yeah, North Carolina.
Yeah, so you got to remember that. And there's probably 3 quarterbacks that are top 10 worthy.
Yeah.
Obviously.
It's a good draft class.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, good draft class.
Yeah. So you got 3 quarterbacks. So there's a possibility if you can. And Washington has the second pick. So they can get their quarterback. I don't know. They got Spellman running the draft, and the guy from the Golden State Warriors, his name is Myers. He helped them build it. But I don't understand. They don't understand that basketball is different than football.
Come on, man. You got to get some football-minded people. I guess maybe they see something or they heard about something that I don't know.
Rick Spellman was the GM for the Minnesota Vikings, and they let him go.
Okay.
So that's the thing.
So you do have some football background.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but that's the thing. But let's talk about the games because that's what guys came here. I know that's what people come to hear. And the first game we're going to talk about is the Browns and the Texans.
Browns.
We got all our people here.
They play the first game Saturday. They play Saturday at 3:30.
Yeah.
Cleveland will be in Houston. Yeah,
and Rick said that the Vikings picked number 12. Rick, that might be a possibility why they're trying to get Kirk Cousins back.
Yeah.
They can't get, and Kirk Cousins did make a difference because they were never the same after Kirk Cousins got injured. But the Browns play the Texans at
John already talked about he going with the Browns.
And John said, I'm going with the Browns.
But
John, TD
he's in the Texans.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be a good game.
Oh,
Texans on fire. The Texans on fire. According to Jason. But you know what? I'm going with the Browns. Just due to the fact, huh?
Why?
They set down a lot of their players last week. They rested their players. and the Texans had to play hard to win that game last week. So,
but here's my thing on this, and I understand the Texans, Cleveland's favored by 2.5 is on that. When we won Super Bowls, we never sat anybody down. We played, and I mean that was everybody played.
Well, the reason why Cleveland did it was because they was number 5 in the playoff, and they weren't gonna go up or down or nothing. So they set their teams down. They set the rest of their players. So regardless if they won or lost, they were still gonna be number 5 in the status of the playoff.
That's a good point, TD. I'm going with the Texans because I'm going to take C.J. Stroud, and I respect the Browns' defense, but I think it's in Houston. And I just got a feeling that Houston coming to play because they had some injured guys last week too. Schultz, Noah Brown, and I just think Myles Garrett, it could have a breakout game, but I just think and it's a great story on Flacco, but it comes to an end this week.
I'm going with Cleveland. John going with Cleveland.
Yeah. Jason, who did Jason go with? He went with the Texans. And TD
Jason went with Texans. You went with Texans. Okay.
See, that's what they come here to hear us on our
Rick.
On the game.
What you doing up there in New York, Rick? What you saying?
Rick said the Texans.
Oh, he did?
Oh no, Rick said the Browns, right, Rick?
I didn't see it. Okay.
Yeah, he said the Browns.
Okay. Yeah.
Now we can get to the game everybody's been talking, John, and the Dolphins and the Chiefs. Wow. It's going to be one of the coldest games ever in NFL history.
Saturday night game, 7:15 start.
Yeah,
8:15 Eastern. 8:15 Eastern.
And it's -1. Look at that.
I love that weather. Cold. Remind me when we played Chicago. Kansas City, John, going with the home team.
I remember playing Denver and Buffalo, and that was one of the coldest games.
Jason
got street Chiefs.
John.
It could be because Dolphins don't do good in cold weather. But the Dolphins beat in Thanksgiving game, and it was an ice storm.
Can I tell you something that nobody know about?
What's that?
The Dolphins are 3-0 versus the Chiefs in all the playoff games ever. So I'm going with the Dolphins just because they ain't never lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Now, didn't they when they were in Germany, didn't the Chiefs beat them in overtime?
Yeah, they beat them over there, yeah. But I'm talking about in the playoffs. I'm talking about playoff history.
But here's the problem I see, and the reason I'm picking the Chiefs. I think the Dolphins have so many injuries. Tyreek Hill is not 100%. Waddle's not 100%. They got injuries. They're bringing in new defensive linemen. Bruce Irvin and it's not Fowler, but the Houston, Justin Houston, they're bringing them in to help. They're really beat up on defense.
Yeah.
As far as the front. So
I would check it, Sonya. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think that's my opinion. I think the Chiefs are going to have the advantage. Yeah.
Well, they hadn't had the advantage the last couple of home games. That's why I see it. I think the Dolphins gonna be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been married so long here. I don't know what marriage is.
-1. Remember that.
-1. Hey, but you know what?
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
I think the Cheetah gonna get off. The Cheetah gonna have a game. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. 1971.
Yeah.
Playoff game between the Chiefs and Miami was the longest playoff game in the NFL history. And you know who won?
I was only 10.
The Dolphins won.
I was only 10 years old.
You were still crapping in your pants, Jim.
No. I was running things by then, 10 years old. when I came out of my mama, the doctor slapped me and I slapped him back.
I bet you was a big baby. Probably
No, I
15
wasn't actually.
pounds. Huh?
Actually, I wasn't. I was
You weren't
small,
that big?
like 5'1". I weighed 5 pounds and 1 ounce.
Wow, yeah, you was a little premature almost.
Yeah.
So Jim, I'm the only one taking the Dolphins.
Yep. Yeah, you're the only one taking the Dolphins.
I'm taking the Dolphins.
Okay, let's get to Sunday. The Steelers versus the Bills. The Bills are favored by 10 points in Buffalo. Rough buff.
Sunday at 12 o'clock. I'm going with Buffalo too.
You going with Buffalo?
Oh yeah, go with Buffalo.
I'm gonna go with Buffalo. We'll see what our panel says. Rick is going with the Bills.
Yeah, Rick by Buffalo. TD said the Steelers.
Ooh. Let's see what the temperature is not going to be that bad. It's going to be the high is going to be 40.
And strong, yeah. Bills.
No, on actually Monday, Sunday it's going to be 22. The high is going to be 27.
Yeah. John said the Steelers.
They can play in cold weather. Both of them are built to play in cold weather. This game is not going to be a 10-point game. I'm going with the Bills, but
Dolphins over the Chiefs. I hear you, cuz. He going with the Dolphins too. All right.
But this is going to be one of those games. I think it's going to be closer to a 5, maybe 3-point game with them. But I think also this might be Mike Tomlin's last rodeo.
Think so?
He might go to TV because his daughter is going to college to play basketball. Or volleyball,
I did hear that rumor that he wanted to go into commentating.
Yeah, so he can watch his daughter play.
Yeah,
and I respect that. I respect that. So
17 years or so up there.
Yeah, never had a losing record. He probably gonna be. Do you think he's won 2 Super Bowls, so he might got an opportunity to be a Hall of Fame coach?
Yeah, he gonna be.
He never had a losing record.
Yeah, never had a losing record.
Yeah, so it'd be good, but I just think the Bills are a better team altogether because you never know who's going to show up for the Steelers, and plus you got to remember T.J. Watts is out.
T.J. Watts, that hurt him right there.
Yeah,
that hurt him.
Yeah.
Yep.
So 12 o'clock, you got the Bill. Everybody's got the Bills.
It's up TD and
Rick
John.
says Rick says he's too serious for TV. I think he'll loosen up, Rick. I thought that Bill Cowher would be too serious for TV. So.
Yeah, TV will kind of loosen you up a little bit. It will. They kind of give you some guidelines, and then they start putting that makeup on you.
Yeah.
Jim, how would you look at makeup?
I'm not a makeup guy. They won't get me. They're gonna give. Hey, they will see what they get. I'm not gonna be a makeup guy.
Put that makeup on you.
All that stuff on my face.
Them motherfuckers that put a little rouge on you.
You couldn't wait to get that. You'd be like, make sure you get on the spots.
Look, glare control.
I have natural glare control. TV.
Yeah, he got that beam. He got that beamer on that head.
Oh, whatever. Whatever.
I think you look good at makeup, Jim.
Whatever. Let's go on to the next game. I ain't putting no door in there.
That's funny.
3:30 on Sunday. We got
the Green Bay Packers visiting the Dallas Cowboys.
He caught it. Dez caught it.
He did catch it with the help of the football field. Oh, yeah, I got something right here, Jim. When that ball touched that, look, that's the grass right there. When that ball touched that grass, it is no catch.
Yeah.
Cowboys.
John got the Cowboys big.
John.
Hey, John, did you know that the Green Bay Packers are the youngest team in the NFL right now?
Yeah. They're the youngest.
They are starting to play pretty well. They're like, I think they're 7-1 in the last 8 games.
But I think this is gonna be a high scoring game.
My man Rick, did you hear? A lot of people have a face for radio. I'm not saying you got. Wow, Rick. Really?
Rick, you should be a comedian.
1,000 comedians out of work, and he trying to break into business.
Yeah, he's trying to break into business.
But I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. But I tell you what,
Jim, do you ever not go with the Cowboys?
I did once.
Okay.
Against the 49ers. But
you know, when the Cowboys are playing at home, it's hard to bet against them.
Yeah.
It's hard to bet against them.
Yeah.
You know, they average 37 points a game at home.
Yeah, I know.
425 yards on the offense. They just
but
Cowboys gonna win.
Achilles heel for the Cowboys this year has been the running game.
Oh yeah.
And Aaron Jones has had career days against the Cowboys.
Yeah, Aaron Jones. Yeah.
They're gonna have to be careful of that.
Yeah.
And you're right, they do play, but I tell you what, the Green Bay Packers went up to Detroit and got after Detroit.
Yeah, they did.
So
Detroit was resting some of their players though. But I think it'll be a 41-31 game. Dallas beat them by 10.
Interesting.
It's gonna be a high scoring game.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah.
Here's one thing is that Jordan Love is a pocket passer. He's not very effective moving around. If the Cowboys can get him off his spot, then they'll have some success.
But like you said, they got 2 good, outstanding running backs.
Yeah, and Dillon and Jones.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Dillon is big.
He's huge. He 230.
Yeah, he is big, and he's big. But I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think they're going to get to the second week, and they're either going to play – they're going to play either Philadelphia or the Lions or Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay would – but they'll play the second lowest seed.
Yeah.
Or the Rams.
They'll probably play the Eagles.
You think so?
Yeah.
So you're saying that the Lions won't win? Because that's the next game we're going to talk about is the Rams and the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions going to win.
So they would play the Lions. If the Eagles and the Lions.
That's right. Yeah, because the 49ers will play they'll play the lowest seed. Yeah.
But I think this will be interesting. This is one of the most interesting games, the Rams and Lions, because you got a lot of backstories in this with Stafford and Goff.
Yeah, exactly.
John likes
Motown, Detroit.
Yeah. But
I'm telling you, the Rams, man, I'm telling you.
You did say that.
They playing good football. But
they would have to come back to and you got 2 good receivers in Kupp and Puka. And you got a really good Aaron Donald is that other defensive lineman, he's undersized like Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
And he's playing well.
He might get defensive rookie because he's playing so good.
Yeah.
The Rams got 2 good rookie receivers and the D line. They might be defensive and offensive rookie of the year.
Rick picked the Rams. Jason ain't with us tonight.
Rick picked the Rams.
Yeah. Jason's walking the dogs. TD, she's worried about us in makeup. So
I'm gonna go with Detroit.
Oh, there he goes. There's my man.
I'm going with Detroit.
You going with Detroit?
Yeah.
I'm going with Detroit too. John said he saw him play against the Giants. They looked awful.
So Jason going with the Rams.
Yeah.
John
went with Detroit.
Okay.
TD went with the Lions.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Interesting. In the last game of the playoff weekend is the Eagles, or the wild card weekend is the Eagles and the Buccaneers on Monday night.
Monday Night Football.
Yeah, and we can talk about this a little because you make a good point. They're going to have a short week, even if they play on Sunday.
Yeah,
They'll have a short week.
yeah.
They're going to have it because they normally during the second round of the playoffs, they play on Saturday and Sunday. But
And really, the winner of this game going to play the 49ers, I think.
what the heck?
Who was he, man? I
I'm
ain't
trying
never
to figure that one out. That came out of left field.
Must be somebody in bed playing left field or right field or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I need to get my glove out.
Mr. Cratchit?
Yeah. But yeah. Bucks and Eagles.
Somebody got to win, Jason. Oh, you think the Bucks? Oh, the Bucks are going to win. That's, you know what, Byron?
But
yeah, TD's right. Baker getting that money. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. Philly's favored by.
You can go with the Buccaneers all you want. They'll go with the Eagles.
But Philly's favored by 3. And that's and you always give the home team 4 points.
It wouldn't surprise me if the Buccaneers don't try to get them a new head coach.
Really?
Yeah.
And here's the thing. It's going to be 70 degrees in Tampa.
Nice. Football. Super Bowl weather.
I'm going with the Buccaneers. I'm going to take them.
Okay, you go with the Bucks.
Yeah.
Nah, they ain't gonna make it.
Yeah.
So Jim going with the Bucks. I'm going with the Eagles.
Jason went with the Bucks.
Jason with the Bucks.
TD, who did you go with?
Bucks.
Bucks.
That's too many people going with the Bucks.
John.
Really by 10. There you go, John.
But here's my question.
Yeah, you know football, man. You know football.
First of all,
Pass my
earlier today on the other show, he said it ain't that big of a deal. Losing ain't that big of a deal. But they got Big Dom coming back. Who really cares?
I think the Eagles are gonna be ready.
You think so?
But you know, one of the things that people got to realize, whoever go to the Super Bowl the year before, usually have a hard time, and they barely make the playoffs. So Eagles and the Chiefs is a good result of what we're seeing right now of what's happening.
Well, the Chiefs have been to quite a few.
I know, but I'm just saying they both was in the Super Bowl last year, and it wouldn't be surprising to me if one of the teams loses the first round of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Did who ever play? We're trying to find out. Eagles Pags. Oh, did Pags ever play? Yeah, Rick was there. He was saying, "Hey, you're fighting for your job. Trust me, you ain't gonna just lay down and let somebody beat you. Because when the new coach comes in, or even the old coaches, they gonna look at guys and say, well, he ain't giving 100%. It is no way that you're gonna try to just lose or don't care. If that's the problem, if that's the case, then that's the problem in Philly.
Yeah.
Because shoot, even when we're 1-15, we were trying to win. I mean, we were trying to win. We weren't good enough to win, but trust me, we were trying to win.
But that's a sad locker room, 1-15. I tell you that.
And everything, it is, but the problem is everything hurts more when you have a situation like that and you're not winning. I mean, all those aches and pains, seem like they're magnified because shoot. And you start thinking about life. Is this really what I want to do? Because it ain't no fun losing.
Yeah.
And now it's a situation which I don't understand. And this is happens in Philly a lot, is that Sirianni was the toast of the town last year. Now he's the worst coach ever. They brought in a DB. Remember I said at the beginning of the year, brought in so many new people.
Yeah.
They had to, those guys, you think they know them, but they don't know all those players.
And then when you lose your offensive defense coordinator, that's big. That's huge.
Yeah. And before the show, we were talking, and Pags was talking about how Dak Prescott throwing interceptions in training camp and that they were going to implode losing games and stuff. But that staff has been together. They got rid of a couple of guys, but the majority of the staff has been together. You got to understand that. They had continuity.
Right.
And they knew they were all on the same page. But when you bring different people in from different organizations, it's hard to get everybody on the same page.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
it is.
Wow.
I've been having technical difficulty up here because I'm high up in the air.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere a little bit thin up here in the air.
Yeah. And John makes a good point. Matt Patricia, I was watching the game last week. I look at multiple games, and Matt Patricia is trying to run New England's defense with Philadelphia players.
He ain't no good coach. It's just simple.
I don't know if he's not a good coach. He didn't understand Philadelphia's scheme. He didn't change the wording, but I was watching when Hassan Reddick was in coverage. He hasn't had a sack since Matt Patricia's became.
Matt Patricia is not a good coach. I don't care. He went to Detroit and he back up to New England.
He's rocket science.
Then he went from Detroit back up to New England. Now in Philly.
They put him on the offense.
He's just average, man. I'm just gonna tell it like it is. He's average.
I think that he doesn't understand what Philly was trying to accomplish, and I thought Sean Desai did a better job than Patricia. It's hard to go in there. Plus, he had Darius Slay, who was with him in Detroit, and didn't like him, and he's in that locker room. That hurts too.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he didn't do nothing in Detroit. He was a loser. Yeah, I'm just gonna put it point blank.
But the thing is, you did.
Yeah, I said it.
But then you're saying that Philly's gonna win, but you're downing their.
I said Philly gonna win because Tampa is not that good.
But here's the thing that keep this in mind too. They got some talent. Philly does. First of all, A.J. Brown is not going to be 100%. Devontae Smith is not going to be 100%. I mean, Goddard is playing pretty well. But even Jalen Hurts is not. Did you see his finger?
Yeah, he broke his finger. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we're going to put some tape on that thing, and we're gonna have to play.
I can say that, but let's look at it. If something goes bad for them, they're going it's like a snowball effect. I'm not saying they're not trying to win, but they have some issues that now they're going to say, here we go again.
Man, Tampa Bay just barely won last week, 9-0.
Yeah, but they won.
I'm not impressed with Tampa Bay. I'm sorry.
I know, but it's in Tampa. I think they're going to play good.
New Orleans should have won that division easy.
Yeah, and John's right. The Eagles, despite Patricia, but they don't play like it. They got a lot of young players that don't know the sacrifices you have to make to be great. And Byron put it a good point. A lot of teams that go to the Super Bowl, win or lose, they don't come back the next year and play well is because, first of all, the grind. You got a shorter off season. Because I've done it. I've won back-to-back Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And we were close to winning the third one.
Yeah.
But the grind gets you. And the problem it is, and Jimmy Johnson was how he treated us. He treated us the first time, different than the second. He was more demanding. You have to be more demanding.
On the second go round.
Yeah, because In the 90s, when the Giants, in the 80s, they go to Super Bowl, but they didn't play as well after those Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Because you got to demand excellence.
Absolutely. It's tough.
It is tough. It is tough.
That's why Dallas ain't done that in 26 years over here in Dallas.
That's right, but that's about to change. Thought you gonna
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. You like that, don't you? When he come with that line and say, "Here we go," I'm like, "Yeah, here we go."
We gonna see where y'all gonna go. That's for sure.
I told you in 1992 when we went to our first Super Bowl, who did we play the first round? The Green Bay Packers.
Texas. Oh no, Jason, you're dreaming.
Jason.
I'm showing up there to check your oil.
Next year, Jason. Whoa. What's so funny about that?
Jason up there in Ghana, and he won a Texas Super Bowl.
Texas.
That ain't gonna happen.
Jason, hey, he figured Minnesota's home gonna be watching it, so he might as well. He can go to. Jason likes Vegas. He likes to hang out in Vegas.
Jason gonna come out to the Super Bowl?
Jason will be there.
Are we gonna be on Media Row?
Yeah, we're gonna be on Media Row. If our producer gets us on Media Row.
Yeah, we're gonna see what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He talking all that noise while ago.
You gonna ask him?
He was talking all that noise about my Miss Williams got me on the podcast. I can't believe it.
But here's the thing. What question you gonna ask the player, regardless? Give me one of your questions.
One of the questions?
Yeah.
What is the most exciting time about winning games versus losing games? What is the difference? How do you manage that with your family, then going home, talking to your kids? How do you manage that? And then what do you say to your favorite fans when they really want your autograph?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna ask them if they were a tree, what kind of tree they'd be.
Okay.
At the Super Bowl, that's what they asked me. And I looked at
were you an oak tree or what kind of tree?
Oak tree.
Guess what kind of tree I would be?
What?
A pecan.
You'd be a weeping willow.
Because I like to feed people nuts. A pecan tree, man. I grew up with 2 pecan trees in my yard.
Okay. All right. Jason said we going to the Vegas, all expense paid. Well, you got your daughter out there. Jason,
I'll be out there.
For me.
I will be out there.
He's gonna put it on his company card.
Oh yeah, I can go to that Taylor Swift concert. I forgot about that.
Yeah, with Kelsey. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's that time.
Waller, he hurt too.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Man.
Everybody on there is hurt. It's Miami.
They better get them some something some fast food or something to get healthy over there.
Yeah. Oh, TD went to the Taylor Swift concert.
Go ahead, TD. Yeah, man.
But
playoff time. It's time for the real thing.
I'm excited. I'll be sitting in my seats there, and Juanita will be next to me, and we'll have a good time. We'll have it. Juanita, she'll enjoy it, and I'll enjoy it.
I'm gonna drive by there and blow at the tailgate guys.
Yeah. Well, you can go hang out with Dez and hear him complain about it because he has that party.
Yeah. Dez across the street over there.
Yeah. And he's gonna say, I caught it. He didn't catch it.
It hit the turf.
Yeah. It did. It did. Sure. But hey, as usual, thank you for all our wonderful guests on the show. And we enjoy you. And we're gonna keep doing this. So come back and we're gonna keep talking our stuff. And have a great night. Have a great night.
Playoff weekend have started.
Playoffs. All right.